So it's been 4 months since the Migraine Stopper.
Yes.
What's life like now after using it for 4 months?
It's pretty good. I just had exams, and usually a lot of stress was built up when I was studying, when I studied during short periods of times and very intensely. And now I had 2 exams and I woke up with barely any headache, and I used the Migraine Stopper in the morning, slept a little bit more, and I was able to obviously keep going on my day, and now I'm here and I feel good.
Perfect. So normally you'd expect a migraine during that stressful exam period?
Yeah. That was my most often unloading kind of after a stressful period of time.
Yep.
I'd most often get a migraine in combination with just that.
Perfect. And let's talk about frequency. So how often did you use the Migraine Stopper before, and how often are you using it now?
So I used to use it about once a day, at least, sometimes twice a day, depending on how I was feeling.
Mm-hmm.
And now I haven't. I used it this morning, but I hadn't used it since Sunday before. So
Wow.
I've really gotten into the balance of understanding when my body needs it, as opposed to when I can just when I'm okay. And it's weird settling on the idea that you're okay every day, as opposed to feeling like always have that headache.
Perfect. So just for people watching, you used to have them almost daily.
Yeah.
And now how many are you getting, say, a month now? So it's gone
So
from
maybe
30 a month to...
I mean, full blown attacks, it's down to 5, maybe?
a month.
Yeah.
Perfect. From about 30.
Yeah, so it's about 1 per week. And that's very easy to live with comparatively.
Perfect. And when you do get those 1 per week, can you normally stop that with the Migraine Stopper?
I can, especially now that I know how my body works and how it responds to it, so I know when to use it and
Perfect.
to maximize the results, and it's so much easier to control it now. It took a while, and I think everyone using it will have to get into it and learn their own body's rhythm for it, but I think once you kind of crack that code, it's so much easier.
And you're on quite a few medications for migraine. So you had a preventative, which was an antidepressant. You're on sumotriptans, and you also had a nasal spray which is from Europe.
Yeah.
And we worked out you were having about 70 pills a month, which were migraine pills or over the counter.
Yeah.
Are you on any migraine medication at the moment?
None at all.
Perfect. So you just don't feel you need it?
No.
Thank you. And how many pills would you take on average, like over the counter pills?
I think probably a couple a month, maybe once a week, depending on how that migraines kind of develop. Prodrone-wise, I haven't, or prodrone-wise, I'm good at using the Migraine Stopper, but the hangover side of it, sometimes if that's lingering, I think that's primarily when I take a Panadol.
Right.
Sometimes. But it's not even a frequent use. I don't think I've bought another packet of Panadol for 3 months. So
Perfect.
I don't think it's addictive.
And the application time, you told me, has decreased. So
Yeah.
how many times did you used to do it in your, say, left ear and then right ear?
And so I always start on my left ear, and I used to do maybe 6 or 7 on my left ear, and then I do 4 or 5 on my right ear.
Mm-hmm.
And now I can do 2 to 3 on my left ear, and then maybe 1 to 2 on my right ear.
Perfect. So what's the total application time now? How long does it take you to turn the migraine
It
off?
takes 3 minutes.
Perfect. And you're not frightened to use it in public, so you've done it on you've done it on trains.
Yes.
Yep, you've done it at work.
Yes.
And you recently actually kind of did your own biohack on an aeroplane.
Yeah.
Tell me about that.
So I was in Bali to study for exams, and I just realized, because usually the pressure of being on an airplane, it gets to my headache, and I usually feel quite dizzy, and I often get a headache. So as we were during takeoff, I started using the Migraine Stopper. Flight attendants looked at me a bit funny, but that was okay. And I just did a normal, I think I did 4 maybe on my left ear, so a little bit more, just because I was kind of taking it really, really slowly, and then I did 2 on my right ear. And then it just decreased that feeling of pressure in my head. So it decreased the headache, and it felt quite easy to fly.
Perfect.
And then I did the same thing during landing.
So do you think you will use that as a protocol?
Yeah, I think so. especially during the 22-hour flight home to Sweden.
Yeah, because you're off to Sweden next week, yeah?
Yeah.
So what's your conclusion now after 4 months with the Migraine Stopper? What would you tell people?
I believe that it works so well, and I think if you're someone who suffers from migraines, it would be ridiculous to not give it a chance, because it's just, I mean, you're used to taking all of these pills, and we're talking about so much about all of these other ways that we want to decrease the use of pills, and if you truly want to decrease the amount of pills you're taking or the amount of pain you're having, why not give a natural option a shot, kind of thing. And that was what I went in, like, that was the mindset that I had, and I think that helped a lot as well. If you can't think of it as a miracle drug or anything like that, because that's not going to work. This is a much more natural way of doing it, and it's taken time, but it's hormone free, it's medication free, and I feel better than I have in a long time. So I think most people would agree, and if they just kind of try, and persistence is key.
Absolutely. And so I know you're a bit of a skeptic when you started, going from about 70 pills a month down to a couple, going from almost daily migraines to a couple a month now.
Yeah.
Is that beyond what you're expecting?
Definitely beyond what I was expecting. And I'm really glad that I was a little bit skeptical as well, because I still really hoped that it would work, but you never know about yourself, and I think that's what also allows you to kind of accept the really good results, because you were proven wrong. And at least for me, like the first time when we tried it, and when I was just like, oh, I can see better,
yes.
I can hear better.
Yeah, everyone thinks that's placebo at first,
yeah.
But your response is really characteristic. They can't believe it, but 4 months later, from almost daily to a couple of month migraines, is fantastic. So thanks for for coming in today, having a chat. Don't forget to take your Migraine Stopper when you go to Sweden.
I won't, and I recommend everyone to use it while they're on the bus. If we're a lot of people who do it, then it'll be easy.
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping, that eventually everyone does it. It's normal.
Yeah, it just kind of cracks, and it's like a boom. Everyone's sitting on the bus like with their Migraine Stopper.
Awesome. Thanks for your time.
Thank you.